Hello, hello, hello. Everything hopefully will be working right now. Um, Hello. It's Friday. We're not playing Humble today. It's an Everon week. Um, that's all I got for that for you. But anyways, I'm gonna start off with introducing my character, I guess.
hmm
YOLO! I play Anna in this game, who I can't say shit about yet because secrets. It's been long enough that I wasn't here the last time we played because I had to work, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on at the moment. But anyways, I'm gonna pass it off to Kevin.
I'm Kevin. I play Yuri Losho, necromancer wizard from Karnath. Uh, a small town boy in the big city, and yeah, that's kind of the shock and awe to his fragile country boy psyche. So I'm gonna see what Katie can do to follow that up.
I'm Katie. I'm playing Savara, a human fighter. Um, I don't know. That's kind of it. I haven't figured out too much beyond that, but we did see my robot pal last
hmm
session,
Yep.
which was cool. That's about it. And pass pal. I'll pass to Lauren.
As my family will be heard in the background, I am sorry in advance. And now, as a thing. Lauren, I play Miradar, half orc sorcerer, House Thurash, with a mark of finding on her neck and into her face a little bit. Trying to be an awesome detective-ish and solving things. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm going to mute because embarrassing things are going on behind me, so it's great.
Okay. Those are all of our players tonight that are here, anyways. So that just leaves me. I'm Oliver. I'm normally a player on other nights, but every other Friday I've been DMing this new Eberron campaign, which has been proceeding at a slow pace so far. But tonight we're going to have hopefully a big session that everyone doesn't die in. That would be really disappointing.
No, that'd be great.
No, that would
Weren't
be
we just
disappointing.
talking about wanting a TPK session in Monday night?
Yeah,
I mean,
but under very different circumstances.
I mean, there's always that opportunity to make new characters. It's a fresh start.
Well, we've barely to experience these yet, so let's hope it doesn't happen. But yes, what happened last time? So last time we actually had a duo session. Yuri and Savara sort of had their own little side session, protecting a House Galanda Inn from some thugs in a neighboring district. But now that they have taken care of that and sort of gotten themselves and the rest of the party welcome at this inn, uh, they have made their way back to join up with the rest of the party. You guys had been investigating this house that Anna had been held captive in, mostly for your own ends. And as you were waiting for the two thugs that were supposed to be picking Anna up and bringing her to wherever they were going to bring her, you found them, ambushed them, killed them, located a magical stone that they had on them, and Miradar was able to track that uh, back to the source, some sort of magical area that it's keyed to. Speaking of which, we lost Lauren. She looks frozen to me.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
Okay, well,
Oh,
if you're
you're
still
still
there,
here.
it's fine. You're frozen, but you're alive, so that's good. Just checking.
Just an airbed going on right in the background, guys. Sorry.
It's good. The freeze frame's good. It's fine. It's not quite as capturable as Nick's usual freeze frames, but you know,
As long
we
as
take what
it's
we
nothing
get.
too compromising and I lose my job in the future, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Quite
that's
the
where we find you guys now. You are sort of you're in a neighboring district to where you started out. If you started out in a tenement district, this place is like one step below that. Um, there are no permanent residents that are uh, respectable and trustworthy. Um, a lot of this district has fallen into ruin due to an accident of a tower collapsing uh, during the war, and it was never really fixed up and reclaimed after that. But Miradar's mark of finding has directed you guys to this building, which you circled the building and found that it had no visible entrances. So deciding that perhaps the stone would somehow grant you entrance, you guys basically just started circling the building um, until you reached the southern side of it. And as the person, whoever was holding the stone, I don't remember who exactly it was, but it doesn't really matter. Whoever that person was, as they approached sort of the wall on the south side, a simple wooden door just sort of faded into existence. And that is where we are going to pick things up now. So you're on this like ruined cobblestone street. The other buildings surrounding you are all dilapidated or have completely fallen, to ruin. This building doesn't look great either, but it's still standing, and the door is in front of you.
When I check out that door, um, it looks like it's the same construction as the wall it's in.
Yeah. It looks like this is a door that wasn't. It doesn't look like an illusion. It looks like this door physically was not there until you approached it with the stone, and then it manifested itself. But yes, it fits
Okay.
right into the building wall.
Okay. I guess we go in.
Yeah.
Uh, like that's what you do when you've got a key for a door, right? You go into it.
I'm fairly sure yes.
I will look like one of the people that we killed that came to collect the bounty. Just, I don't really remember what they sounded like, so I will have that visage, just like I'm
Okay.
bringing people in.
And that's
Disguise self.
guy's
So,
self that you've
yep.
got. Okay. All right. So you're just gonna choose one of those two people at random. And
Yeah, I would say random because she wouldn't think that far.
okay. So who's going in first, and how are you approaching this?
I would very much like someone to step in front of me to go in first.
I can go in first.
Okay. So the door is not locked. Presumably, they decided that having to have the stone on the person was enough security, because it opens up, and it leads into a long hallway. Um, the hall is lit by several glowing orbs that are sort of hanging from the ceiling, and they are providing enough light so that the entire hallway is sort of bathed in like this pale, sickly yellow light. Um, the hallway goes about 30 feet to the north, and then it ends in a set of stairs and then a metal door. On the left side of this hallway, um, there are two other doors, uh, evenly spaced. Right side, there's nothing, just wall.
3 doors. Um, I don't have a strong opinion about which door to try first.
Can we hear anything, or is it just quiet?
Make a perception check.
Three.
Okay. Savara, you are the first to step in there. And there is the sound of something coming from behind the closest door on the left, but otherwise you're not picking up anything else. And it's not distinct enough. It's like the sound of movement.
Okay.
Follow after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we start
And
there?
then also do
considering?
an investigation to help if she didn't say anything when we walked in.
No, yeah, Miradar, if you want to make a perception check as well, you can do that. That's fine.
I know it's not. It's fine. I'm just like really nervous because I just changed myself into this person. It's fine.
Right.
Not pressure.
Yeah, you can also hear that there is movement behind this door immediately to your left, the first door on the line here.
Just
You also notice that this door on the left here also does not have a lock. It, as far as you can tell, it looks like it just opens.
Some you
Yes, that's me. I'll kind of like give like one quick knock and then open.
Okay.
Well, all right. But we can be polite if we need to. All right, that's the thing.
What am I supposed to just keep? If
I
we
will be
belong,
behind. Yeah.
if we belong here, why would we just like knock, 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 like we don't belong, and then enter? Like, no, I don't know. There's no
walk
sock on the
behind
door.
with the just in case, like, oh, it's a new recruit kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So Savara knocks on this door and then opens it as Miradar is like standing there in her disguise. And this door opens up into a room. Directly in the center of this room, there's a group of people, 4 of them, sitting around a wooden table, and looks like you just interrupted the middle of playing cards. And they all look up as the door opens.
I give a nod behind the person that's in front of me. Just give them like it's all right. I don't say anything.
do they
And
look alarmed or interrupted?
they look interrupted, but they all are armed. And there's like a moment of confusion that sort of like passes through their faces, and one of them like calls out like, "Hey," looking at Miradar, says, "That ain't who you were supposed to pick up." And they're probably supposed to go in the jail cell anyways. Are you having a problem here? You can see several of them are already reaching for their weapons.
I put my hand heavily on the shoulder. If I remember the voice correctly. This one has information. Thought that I'd be friendly to get what we need for the boss.
Are they marked?
They know where it is.
Boss isn't going to like this, especially not bringing unmarked people here.
I trust this one will be cooperative.
Okay. Miradar, I want you to
Oh no.
roll a deception check now.
Oh no. It's gonna be terrible. Not too bad at deception, so hopefully. Oh, 19! I'll take that 24. Okay.
I
Okay. a couple of the people just go right back to their card game. The person who was speaking to you was like, "Well, all right, that's going to be between you and the boss. Take him, throw him in the jail cell. Luckily, we just emptied it out. And then I guess they'll figure out what to do with him later. I guess you can join the card game when you're done. Might be your last one if you lost the dragon marked woman, though."
Don't worry about me. Worry about that pot you're about to lose. He's got 2 sevens. And I shut the door, pull the person out, and shut the door. Pull her back.
Okay, you can hear there's some sort of argument going on behind the door now.
Yeah, because someone was
Good.
cheating, and I just yeah, good. Awesome.
It's even better if they weren't cheating.
Right.
Well, that was dramatic.
Oh, thank you. Did you think it was right? And I'm like, and this person like, this really high pitched. I think it's good. It's right. Was I cheap or I wasn't
I think
sure.
you're very convincing.
Really. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was really lovely of you. Oh, good for you as well. But next time, maybe not knock on the door before you go in. It's just me. But
Sure.
a jail cell. Not that I'm really gonna put you there. No, just you've been dandy. Other door.
Sure.
Bosses. Yeah, sure. If these take my soul, it's going to be fine. We can do this. It's all right. And or I'll be body parts. Let's go. I guess.
So, as you guys make your way further down the hallway, passing by this first door, the second door looks very similar to the first, except there's a bolt on this side, meaning it locks from the outside, and it's currently in the locked position.
Is there any kind of window or view into the room?
There is not. No, you haven't actually seen any windows at all.
Okay.
Even while circling the entire building, it did not look like there were any windows.
Is this
There's no
really
noise coming. No noise coming from this one, so give
Yeah.
it an open and a peek.
Okay. You open up the room, and as soon as you do, like the lights were off in there, but as soon as the door opens, one of these hanging orbs sort of like glows to life. And this room looks similar in size to the last one, but it appears to have been converted after the fact into a jail cell. There's this metal gate that sort of cuts the room in half. And on the other side of the bar is a simple cot that's pushed into the corner of the room. There's a plate of half-eaten food that's sitting on the floor beside it. Otherwise, it is empty.
Okay, well, this is the jail they were talking about. Do we, there was another door, too, correct?
There's the door all the way on the northern end of the hallway. There's like a small set of stairs leading up to it. And this one's made out of metal. It looks more reinforced.
Okay, so how do we want to do this?
Does anyone want to be in the jail cell? I can only do an illusion for a minute, so that's kind of not a good point.
Not really. That's a tactical disadvantage I don't want to deal with.
I will try to do a very poorly. If there's hay in there, like I will try to stuff a pillowcase and make it look like someone's sleeping in there.
Oh, do we want one of us to be in the jail cell?
I just brought someone in, in case they come to check. At least the person will be sleeping. Could I borrow your cloak, by the way? As I look to the person.
Well, that might be worth doing if we can just go in and visit the boss. I don't know if your bluff will hold up on there long enough to get some information.
In
But
case they check here first, if I actually left the creature here. So, I mean, Savari, dear, you're not a creature. I just meant in terms of
if
your
if we can,
assets.
if
Sure.
we can at least get them talking a little bit and learn something before it inevitably turns to violence.
What could happen? Yeah,
I mean, it would make sense for me to be in the jail cell, wouldn't it? They were coming to pick me up.
That is where they want you.
Not necessarily where I want to be, but
Right. So kind of what I'm suggesting is we just skip the jail cell and check the other door.
yeah, let's do that.
For-
I really don't want to sit in the jail cell
And then,
again.
yeah.
Again, mentioned a hay person in a pillowcase with a thing on it. Did not mean a physical creature there. I am not explaining myself a lot.
Well,
But yes, check the other door. Yes.
this is very much not a plan. We are going to open a door and see what happens. But I
Sounds
think we
good
should
to
just open.
Mm. Yes. Well, I do tend to overcomplicate it. I read a lot. It happens that way. Sorry.
We could spend the entire night planning on what to do on the other side of the door. But let's just,
It's
our plan won't work anyway.
Probably not.
Truth.
Okay. So if you guys want to just head towards the final door here, who's going to open it? Who's hanging back? How are we approaching this door?
I'll do it since I'm looking like somebody.
Me and Anna should hang back because if things get loud, those guards are probably coming this direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So Savar and Miradar in disguise, you guys step up towards this door. And it also is unlocked. It pulls right open. And as soon as the door is open, there's like this popping sound. And you can hear some screaming from the other side that you could not hear before. As if this section of the building had been soundproofed. And as soon as the door opens, this large face sort of like sticks itself in and like looks back at you guys. And there's like this ogre that's just like, not supposed to be in here while the boss is working.
I grunt at him because that's the thing, I guess. Grab Savari by the scruff, the back of the neck. I think he wants to meet the one that made the mark in a way. Oh, I'm sounding like Batman. Forgive me. It's terrible.
The ogre sort of like scratches his chin for a moment, and he shrugs and says, "Boss ain't gonna be happy, but that's not my problem."
When's boss happy?
And he stands up from where he was sitting in that chair next to the door and like sort of holds it open if you guys want to enter.
Yeah.
So are all four of you going, or is it just going to be Miradar and Savara?
Oh, this might be an excellent opportunity to split the party.
Great. I will be attached to somebody else at the end of this game. This encounter. It's gonna be great. Yeah, sure. If anyone can do that's a lot of daggers.
I don't know how.
Just like dagger. Would it be what I have to be I'll be retconning it. I can't make anyone invisible as I was coming in. Oh no, because I'm doing disguise self, which I think oh no, it's not concentration.
Disguise self is not. However, if you were going to cast invisibility right now, you would be doing so directly
in front of the guy. In front of the guy, yeah. So I
who
wouldn't.
may or may not care.
I could be invisible.
So yeah.
I do not have that.
As we were about to talk, I try to get his attention as he's like he opens the door for us. I'm like, "Sorry, you bit. What's been going on?" to kind of steer him away. What's that there? I'm trying to see.
Why don't you make a deception check to see if you can distract this ogre as you're headed in?
I hope to God
Yeah.
I can.
I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cast invisibility and try to sneak along with.
Okay.
What's enough for an ogre?
It's not hard to distract the ogre as you're stepping in with Savara. And yeah, Yuri, if you want to cast that invisibility, you're fairly certain that the ogre is intent on Miradar while you're doing this. Which is going to leave just Anna standing there in the hallway for the moment.
Oh, and by the way, I say to the ogre, trying to. In the other room, they said they could wipe the floor with you. Cards. And I know that's not true. But I try to defend. But I mean, you probably can hear them down the hall. They're still saying shit about it.
The ogre shrugs. He's like, "We can't hear anything in here when the door is open, or when the door is closed."
I mean, I know your pride. I know you have a defense. But that's all between you and the rest of those assholes.
Well, Gomp doesn't like to gamble anyways. Gomp only gets so much pay.
But you know you win for a reason. Because you're good at what you do.
I'm good at smashing things. I'll smash their table.
You should go do that now. Show them who's boss, because I know you're boss. As I'm holding, like, giving them a little pep talk in the
So,
back.
as you're doing this and talking to the ogre, we should probably describe what else is happening in the room right now. This room sort of extends to the east, and it's a large rectangular room. And beyond the ogre is this ramp that's leading down to a lowered portion of the room that's got these like railings, like an observation deck all around it. In the center of this lowered area, there is a metal chair with a man strapped to it. Sitting next to this man strapped to the chair is a tall stool with a halfling who's got curly hair and is wearing a white coat. And he's sort of sitting there, hunched over the man, inspecting something. And then they're sort of standing off to the side of them is this very well manicured elf with short black hair. Far against the eastern wall of this lowered area, directly in front of the metal chair, is this pedestal with a dome-shaped stone steel on it. It's like this small dome of carved stone. And as you are trying to bluff your way past this ogre, the halfling and the elf both whip around to look at you. And the elf immediately yells out and says, "Gomp, ignore them. Sit down." Sayre, what are you doing bringing this stranger into the laboratory?
Was where your thing is. And start leading it down, I guess. Leading so far down. If it's like, I'm assuming it's like a spiral thing downstairs because you said it was lower.
No, it's just a ramp that
Oh, ramp. Okay.
It's not like a twirly thing. And the elf says, "What thing would that be?"
Well, it killed your safe house. It's and the mark is missing.
At that, the halfling sort of looks up from what he's doing, and as you're approaching the bottom of the lowered area, there you can see that there is this metal tray that's bolted to the chair, that's arrayed with very high quality surgical equipment. And the halfling's like, the next subject is missing.
Darn.
And
I don't want to leave anything dead. At least we have a trail to find it.
he frowns and shakes his head and is like, "That is That is very unfortunate. This one does not look like it is going to go well. We are going to need that final test subject. Whoever this person that you have apprehended is, take them to the cell immediately. I must finish up here first. And Meridar, I want you to make a quick perception check.
Oh dear. Okay, let's hope I can do a thing. Oh, 18. Not bad. Not bad.
Okay. Since you're the closest one now, you can see that this man strapped to the chair has this peculiar looking mark on his chest that you're fairly certain is an aberrant dragon mark.
And can I tell what they're doing with it? Are they like putting acid? Like, it does look like there's like acid burns around it. Like they're trying to extract, like remove the
It does
flesh.
not look like much has happened yet. The
Okay.
area is sort of cleaned and marked off as if it is a surgical site, but nothing has happened just yet.
Casual comment. This one of any use, or we have to find more?
The elf gives you his best elf sneer and says, "We're not paying you to help us with the operations. We're paying you to put people in the cell, and that is what you should be doing right now."
Grunt, and I will start leading Savar back.
Okay.
I will listen to boss.
So when you take Savara back up, the halfling sort of turns back to his work, starts like mumbling to himself and going through the instruments. The elf also turns away. He looks towards this this stone tablet thing that's in the corner there. The ogre is still there, just holding the door open for you to leave again.
So their backs are to me?
So yeah,
Looking
they're not looking at you right now. Well, the ogre is, but the two on the floor are.
I don't think he has a good perception check. I don't know. I'm thinking to do something with the aberrant dragon mark on the guy. So how far away as we start walking away back up the ramp? Because I can do it within 30 feet for a minor illusion.
Oh yeah, no, you're about 10 feet from the guy in the
Okay.
chair.
So I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll just do a minor illusion. It just kind of makes like it seems as they're about to touch it, kind of give it like a sheen, like it's reacting in a way, like it's gonna do something just to mess with them a little bit. Probably gonna hurt the poor soul, but
Okay.
but it's more of like just to kind of test to see what they're trying to do, or if they try to neutralize what was going on there.
Okay, so you want to make it look like something is reacting with the dragon mark.
Yeah. Or if anything, if it just kind of seems to shift a little bit, like it's turning into. So what was the one that was on the handkerchief? I want to kind of seem like it almost seems like there's an issue with it being that house's dragon mark.
Well, what you saw on the handkerchief was it wasn't a dragon mark. It was the crest of House Jarasco.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they're not all the same. It's just, or are they, depending on the house?
No, the dragon mark is an actual mark. The crest is like their family crest.
Oh, okay.
Like the crest is not actually what manifests on the body as a dragon mark.
Gotcha. Would I know what that house's dragon mark would look like?
Probably. Let's have you roll a history check on that.
Oh. Natural one.
You could try to fudge the details.
Well, you know what? Because it's minor illusion. I'm only trying to just do like the face surface of like I probably remember like the little edges of it a little bit. Like it's really everything else is hazy, but just kind of like a weird shape of it to kind of go ripple across. Like they would second guess themselves, like a floater came in their eye or something. Probably what
you have your own dragon mark as a point of reference.
You do?
No, I will not bring it back to my house. I'm not that dumb.
Okay. So you start casting this minor illusion.
So I guess I'm walking up, like I'm flexing my hand because I know it has to like a visual thing, but my hand's on the back of Savari's neck to pull her back up. But it's more of like I'm flexing my hand to do.
Okay.
Like I'm just like really close to Savar. Like I'm just like you just whatever you terrible thing, but I'm really just doing my. Like, I'm like wow.
Before we resolve this exactly, Yuri and Anna, what have you guys been doing? Savara, I assume you've just been following along. If there's anything you want to add in that you're doing at this point, feel free as well.
Just doing as told.
I kind of want to tail Miradar for most of this. Like stay with like 10, 15 feet or so. I don't want to get close to the ogre, but I want to be. I'm going to see everything that's going on in here, and when I see the guy strapped in the chair, can I get close enough to get a general idea of his current state?
You could, and also because you got up in the middle of the discussion, there's one more detail. Sort of also in this lowered area, on a pedestal that the chair is facing, is this stone steel. It's like this dome of ancient stone. It looks like it's got these carvings on it. And that's what the elf seems to be spending most of his attention looking at.
Okay.
So give me 1 second here to look something up. Okay. So you follow your way down there, and the guy in the chair, he's uninjured, but he looks terrified.
Okay. How is he restrained?
Looks like standard, just like like leather straps on the wrists and the legs.
Okay. While Miradar is being distracting, is there any chance I can loosen those restraints?
You could make an attempt. The halfling is sitting right there. He's sort of going back and forth between looking at his instruments and the person on the chair. So you would be in very close proximity to him. But you could make the attempt.
Okay. I'd be close to the halfling, but not the elf or the ogre.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. So yeah, just loosen it up enough that he'll be able to take care of the rest.
Okay. And Anna, how about you? You're still sort of standing back in the hallway there on your
Yeah,
own
I figure
now.
I'm ducked out of the way so the ogre can't see me from where he's standing. So I'm assuming I vaguely can hear what's being said, but I don't see anything. I don't know how
Okay.
long, if it's like just the doorway and then the room, or if there's like a hall and then the opening to the room. So I don't know how much I'm hearing, but
Right. You can sort of keep track of. You can tell there's no fight happening yet.
yeah.
Yuri, you had something else to add, or were you?
I was contemplating whether I should whisper something into his ear, but I think I might get a jump scare that I don't want.
Okay. Yeah, he looks scared enough as it is. So Yuri, I want a sleight of hand check from you, and Miradar, I'd like. How about another deception from you?
Would be better. 22, 17 plus 5.
That sleight
Oh,
of hand
dude.
check hurts.
You have inspiration.
Deceptive enough to help with this? Come on, that's when the old book turned at me like
No.
an idiot.
This was happening one way or the other.
I had a 1 early.
Fine.
Okay. So the Miradar, you start casting this illusion, and the dragon mark on this guy's chest begins to like shimmer and rearrange into your best facsimile of the Jarasco dragon mark.
I'm assuming the guy's coming forward, like with the instrument, and it's starting to react to what he's trying to do. So like kind of spook him a little bit.
Yeah, and he's like he cocks his head and is like, that isn't what I was expecting. it should
Hopefully, I
be
save him.
it should be the steel that is reacting to the dragon mark. And that's when he sort of glances to the side and sees that the wrist restraints are unfastening themselves. And he sort of pushes himself back in his chair, and he says, "Gomp, restrain this mercenary. Something is not right." Gomp sort of turns, picks up this huge club that he sort of had propped by the wall there, and stands in front of you, Miradar and Savara, and says, "Boss says you guys are fired."
Payroll. What did you do? And I like just get into the mug of Savara and like whisper, "I'm really sorry. Don't really mean it. What do you want to do? Oh dear. Savara, if you have anything really cool to do, probably would not be the time to do it."
Okay. I have anything cool to do? Oh my god. I'm so
Cool. Because it's an ogre in front of me,
like
right? Yeah, go ahead.
There is an ogre directly in front of both
Yeah.
of you now,
Yeah.
yes.
how close
what do you
is
wanna
the
do?
ogre?
He is approaching you guys. It looks like he is intending to do exactly as his boss said and take you guys into custody. So are you going to go willingly, or is this perhaps an initiative roll?
Vote on that. I don't want to choose,
Oh,
I have a
man.
I'm all
question.
for it. I'll help you. Yeah,
Before so when he stepped away from the door, did the door start to close, or is it a door that's gonna?
No, the
Okay.
door's still open.
Okay. I mean, if we want to make it an initiative roll, we can make it an
I
You come
think
in, shut the
think
door.
yeah,
Silence.
I think the jig is up. It's just
Yeah.
is there any more advantage we can squeeze before this happens?
All right.
Fire bolts. That's exactly what I'll do. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. One,
Okay.
2, 3, go.
So yeah, it sounds like initiative rolls are probably what we're gonna need here.
You're just like in the middle of like spinning another lie, and you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Firebolt.
Okay, so that's 3 7s.
Nice.
What?
For initiative.
Coordinated.
Hold on one second. I
Can
have
we
a-
re-roll, please? I thought, because like if it was 777 at casino, we'd hit the jackpot. Come on.
Hold on.
What
Oh, no,
order do you?
that would make sense if Mirador like surprises off with a firebolt, and the rest of us are stunned for a really long time, and eventually go on 7.
I swear to God, if I also get a 7, 12.
Okay, so Anna's definitely going first out of you guys. Yeah, what order do you guys want to go in? I guess since you're all 7s.
I'm not picky.
I'll go first or second if
Okay.
Mirador wants to go first.
Savara, we'll have Savara go first.
Okay.
Because you spoke up first. Miradar can go second, and Yuri can go third. How about that?
Sure.
I was kind of
Any
begging you to do something. I'm like, please, oh God, please.
Okay. I'll go first.
Let go of your neck. Let go of your neck. I'm like, really sorry.
Okay. However, it looks like the ogre is going to win the initiative
Rude.
here. And seeing that it looks like the two of you are going to resist, and definitely not wanting to pass up the chance to clobber something, he's going to swing that club right at Savara.
Okay.
So I'm assuming a 22 will hit.
Yeah.
And if so, you're going to take 13 bludgeoning damage as this massive club just like smacks into you. That's going to take us to Anna. Anna, you are still sort of sheltered in the hallway. You can hear that things have gone south.
Yeah, I kind of figured where the ogre left the doorway that there's probably something going on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my way over to that doorway so I can see what exactly is going on. And then once I realize what's going on, I am going to. How far away is the ogre now?
About 15 feet.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna face step. And don't
Okay.
hate me. And we're gonna go with winter, so one creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of you before you teleport must. Oh, it's before you teleport. Why did I think it was when you landed? Ignore me then. Yeah, ignore that then. I thought it was after you teleported when you land. So ignore that, I guess.
Okay.
I misread it. Because other ones are when you stop when you at the end of the teleport. Oh, that fucks up my plans.
I had an entrance.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just gonna firebolt him from this doorway then. YOLO.
Okay.
That's a
You gotta
24 to
respect.
hit.
You gotta respect a good entrance. Guitar solo and pyrotechnics, right?
And then 3 damage. That's the way life goes.
Okay. 3 damage on the ogre. All right. Anything else for you?
Like so. No.
Okay. Next up on the initiative, we're gonna go with Savara.
How much bigger is this ogre than me?
Substantially. It's an ogre. They're huge.
They're huge.
Mostly meat and fat and muscle.
A lot of bone and
Yeah, there's definitely some bone.
Since I've never really played a fighter before, in theory, how well would grappling an ogre go? Not well? Would that be possible?
Um,
Am I too small?
Be the badass. Come on.
it would definitely be challenging for you.
Okay. So let's not do that. I'm just going to attack with my glaive and do something I'm more familiar with.
Okay. That looks less challenging to you, yeah. Okay, that will hit.
11.
11 damage on top of that 3 from 4. Okay,
And can I second wind for my bonus action?
you can.
Well, I get back 12 hit points.
Okay. That's that's almost as much damage as you took from the hit. The hit took you by surprise, but you've taken some damage in combat before, and it only takes you a moment to sort of like recover from that. After landing an equally big blow of your own. So Miradar, you're going to be up next.
How far apart is the elf and the halfling downstairs?
About 10 feet apart.
Okay.
The halfling's by the operating chair here, and then the elf's on the far end, sort of inspecting that stone before
Okay.
he has now turned to regard what's happening.
Because I was considering to do a quicken spell, because it's a 20-foot cube. I want to cast Fairy Fire as a bonus action. So I use 2 sorcerer points for that. Am I not?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Am I doing it wrong? I don't know, because I'm going to do something else.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So they're probably really. I don't know. Oh no.
No. Go ahead.
No. Now I'm second guessing it. No.
What am I missing?
I know. I have no idea. What did I say?
This is something that, given what your character knows, sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
So I'll do.
So what's your save DC on that?
It is. Sorry, family's not looking at me because I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Fun. Yeah. So it's Dex 13 save.
Okay. So let me make Dex save for the halfling. Okay, the halfling fails. The elf. Okay, the elf also fails. Yuri, why don't you make one as well?
Oh, I forgot. Sorry, is that why you're laughing?
Yeah.
13.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, you saved it then, right? If you hit 13,
Yes.
you
That's
passed it.
yeah. So
The
Yuri, you
guy-
only have a moment to sort of like duck out of the way as you see this
Yeah.
happening.
What is she doing? It's like, oh.
Since I'm invisible, nobody saw my eyes light up like that.
I feel
No
like
clue.
this
Wasn't
card
even
is gonna have
thinking.
a lot of accidental friendly fire.
Yeah. The guy in the chair
I
is
forgot
probably
Fairy
lit up
Fire
too.
gets everybody. Gets everybody.
Yeah,
So
the
that
guy
was-
in the chair is strapped down. He can't make a dex save. He fails.
That was quickened. So I can
Right.
do a bonus action now. So I will fire bolt this lovely ogre in front of me. Which will be 24 to hit.
Shit.
That'll hit.
Cool. That would be 2 fire damage.
Okay. Excellent.
fine.
You singe the hair on his arm a little bit.
No, it's really the underarm.
Seems
It's a
to
little bit
very annoy.
peeking out a little bit. Like the
Yeah.
hair I got.
Okay. So with that done, Yuri, you have just barely managed to avoid the fairy fire, and it's now your turn.
Okay. The elf and the halfling. How have they reacted to life?
The halfling seems very annoyed. The elf looks like he is preparing to jump into the fight.
Okay. I would like to cast sleep on the halfling.
Okay.
So that is 5d8. They always hide this in the spell description. I can never find it quickly.
Mhm.
I think it's 5d. Right, 26. If he has 26 or fewer hit points, he falls asleep.
Okay. He does not, but the man in the chair does.
Okay.
So he's now asleep.
Well, it's probably better this.
It's really a blessing, actually.
And that'll make me visible again.
Right.
So I with my the other thing I'll draw my sword.
Okay. So let's see here. Back to initiative. I think we're gonna wrap back around. The halfling is going to stay seated in his chair, and he's just looking back and forth at everything that's happening. Yuri popping up and putting his subject to sleep. And he's like, well, this is not going to plan at all. This experiment is clearly a failure.
Let me write that down.
The elf is now going to go now. And we're going to see what sort of spells he's got here. He's going to see Yuri pop out of that invisibility with a sleep spell. And he is going to counter that by attempting to cast Hold Person.
Okay.
Find the stats. Here we go. Okay. So that's a wisdom saving throw, I think, for Hold Person. Where's that?
I would like to use that inspiration now, please.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make that wisdom saving throw.
Fine.
Okay, so with advantage on the inspiration, I've got an.
Okay. Was that actually made with advantage? Oh, okay. You rolled it twice. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled twice.
All right. So unfortunately, even with inspiration, you are going to fail that. Everyone can sort of see as this elf begins casting a spell, and Yuri just locks up in place there.
Heroically with my sword.
Yes, exactly. He's striking a pose. The ogre is gonna, as the halfling is sort of like fretting over the failed experiment. He's gonna, sorry, boss, I'll clean this up quick, and he's gonna make another attack against Savara. So that is gonna be a 13 to hit. Is that gonna hit you, Savara?
Nope.
Okay, so you're able to duck out of the way of this swing this time. And that's gonna bring us, I believe, back to Anna.
Yes. All right. How far away is the elf from me right now in this doorway?
We're gonna say about 30, 40 feet.
Okay. My next question. I'm gonna assume I'm gonna have to move past the ogre and stuff to be able to get a clear line without getting anybody else in the way.
Right, not too much further. If you're asking if you're gonna provoke an opportunity attack, no, you don't need to.
I wasn't worried about that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say I'm not worried about that because now I'm gonna start walking towards the ogre, and when I get within that 5 feet, then I'm gonna do the face step past him, so then I have a clear shot at the
Okay.
elf.
Took like a running leap and dive through him.
That's pretty boss,
Kitty
actually.
Pryde style. Just
Okay, so now, for 5 feet before you teleport, must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
I'm going to assume an ogre's probably not good at wisdom. I hope.
No, they're not. But he rolled really well.
Stereotyping.
What's your save DC on that?
8 plus your blah, blah, blah. I feel like it says it somewhere. 13.
Okay, he is unfortunately going to say that even with a -2.
Oh.
You pull off that bamf right through him, hoping that he's going to be terrified by it. It instead seems to enrage him. Like,
Oh,
nobody goes through Gomp.
Great. And then
Gomp blocked the way. You can't just bypass.
I'm just gonna turn around and say, "Well, I did." And then
You have to pay the toll.
I'm gonna butcher this when I say it, But I'm going to assume you're going to play into the same rules as Kevin does, and if I can't say the ability, I can't use it.
I didn't know he had that because I
You
don't
don't
think I've ever
remember
failed
that from
to.
when I couldn't say prestidigitation at the beginning? I remember that. I'm
I
never
don't
going to
remember
forget that.
I'm surprised anyone remembered that.
Wow.
A Gonzar Scorcher. How bad did I pronounce that? Somebody tell me. At this elf, which is a Dex 13 save, but it's still half damage on a save. So
Ganazars?
yes, I think it begins with an A.
Yeah.
So whether or not that A is silent, I don't fucking know.
All right, Dex save from him. He's gonna fail that one.
So 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay, hang on. That means he makes a concentration check. Which he actually fails.
Hey!
Breaking concentration on the whole person. So Anna, I think that's your whole turn. You have anything else free to do there?
I don't even think I could use sorcery points to do bonus action because I used the face step, so no.
Right. Okay. So next we are going back to Savara.
Gonna attack the ogre with my glaive again. Kind of get focused back on me.
Okay.
Taunt.
Is that a thing I could do?
No, that's more of a battle master thing, and it got Droomstick killed, so it's not always
Yeah.
a good idea.
Oh, okay. Well,
The
let's
23
not do
will
that
hit,
then.
however.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I wanted... Next time. I wanted a fighting spirit. Next time I will fighting spirit.
I
Not
mean,
that I needed it.
yeah. Okay. So damage on that?
Oh, 10.
10 damage. Okay.
Sorry.
And any bonus actions for you?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, then we are moving on to Miradar.
Question. Would I still be in melee with the ogre if I shut the door? So
You
this
would
time...
have to move past the ogre at this point because
Okay,
the
okay.
ogre was moving towards you guys
Gotcha.
to stop you.
And would that be an action for me to shut the door?
No, I think that would be. You can just do
Okay,
that for
cool.
free.
So I will take the attack of opportunity, and I will definitely pass the ogre. Like, oh, excuse me, really terribly sorry. Excuse me, just coming by, and I will kind of turn around. I'm sure he'll kill me with one blow. It's fine, but I will do like a kick, like you know how you use the back of your leg to sweep the door shut. So it's little
Right.
do.
Okay.
So I want to do that first before I do my action.
So yeah, you dart past the ogre to kick the door closed. And as you do that, he does take a swing at you and hits you with a 21 to hit.
Yeah, right.
So you're gonna take 13 bludgeoning damage.
Can I
well,
intercept that, or because it's attack of opportunity, I can't?
Let's see exactly what your.
Worry about your neck.
You
Do
can
not-
use your reaction to do that. Yeah, it's still an attack.
I will move to intercept that. Oh, sorry, Miradar. That was a
It's fine.
3.
Okay. Right. So you take 10 instead of the 13.
Oh.
Every little bit counts, you know.
It does. Yes, that's so nice of you. Thank you. Really sorry about the neck. Did not mean to squeeze too hard. I mean, no, I was just being hard. Oh wait, other thing going on. Excuse me. Shut the door. Ow! Blood
Your heart
across the
feelings.
face. Blood across the
Peek
face. I
up-
guess.
Peek out the hallway real quick. See if the guards are coming. Shut the.
They were still arguing. I'm sure they
Okay.
were like completely like they were really intent about that game. always say 2 sevens and people will get upset. Shut the door. So then from there, question. Well, for disguise self, if I get hit, unless I just decide my disguise self bleeds, do I still look perfectly fine? Curious.
It
I guess
would, yeah. I mean, you under the disguise self are still bleeding.
of course, but I
The
could still look
actual illusion would not be changed because they're going to
cool.
pass right through the illusion and hit you underneath it.
Good. So I'm not really looking like I'm dying. It's great.
You look fine, yeah.
Perfectly. You know, I'm still
Suspiciously fine.
And then I will use my last sorcery point to twin spell my firebolt between the elf and the elf and the halfling.
Okay.
Yeah. And which I get advantage on, right? Because they're
yes,
very fired.
because they have fairy fire.
All right. So the first one, I guess, will go for the halfling.
Although, actually, you do need to make a concentration check on your
because I
hit
got
as
hit.
well.
I did. Okay. And you said a con save?
It's a con save, yeah.
Okay. 23.
You're fine.
Okay. The first one's a 22 to the halfling.
Okay, that's a hit.
Okay. He will take 6 points of fire damage.
Okay, and the elf?
The elf at advantage. Ooh, not bad. 24.
That's also a hit.
Take 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. Okay.
And I'm spent.
So that will take us back to Yuri, who was frozen for a moment and then broken out of it.
Yeah, I did not like that. So I would like to cast Ray of Sickness at the elf who tried to paralyze me.
Okay.
And he's lit up with fairy fire, so
you get advantage.
on that. Uh, 13, because I roll like ass all night.
That will actually still hit.
Oh,
Okay.
He didn't have time to get any sort of mage armor up, so he's really just going off of his dex bonus here.
Okay. Then damage roll's a little bit better. That's 9.
Okay.
And you need a Constitution save.
All right. I'm assuming your save DC is higher than 11.
It is a 13.
Then he is poisoned.
Excellent. He is poisoned. Yes.
Okay.
Dick.
So that is going to bring us around again. The halfling still sitting in his chair, is just taking that firebolt. And he's gonna say, "Oh, the nerve of these people getting in the way of science here. I suppose I'll have to do something about this." And he begins casting a spell. And we are now going to need con saves from Savara and Miradar.
22 for save.
5, not 20.
Okay.
So 25.
You both managed to resist the blindness spell that he attempted to put on you.
Cool.
The elf is now going to get to go. Looking a bit sickly here. And Anna has just showed up right in front of him. He is going to turn towards her and cast a magic missile.
rude.
So Anna, you're going to take a total of 13 force damage from that.
Jesus.
So when it says hit, does that mean like a physical hit, or does that mean magic hits too?
Are you asking about for what?
Interception?
Interception?
'Cause we're all
It has
grouped
to be an
together.
attack. It has to be an attack. If they're making an attack roll, like
Okay.
a spell that makes an attack roll is still an attack, but magic missile doesn't make a roll, so it's not an attack.
Okay.
You also need to be within 5 feet anyways, and they're down in
I
the lowered area, so
And
thought
you've
we
already used your
were.
reaction.
yeah.
Okay.
So up next is gonna be Anna.
How rude. You know, we're just gonna go right in again with that Scorcher. I'm mad now. That's a Dex 13 save.
Same target on the elf there, okay. Poison give him anything on dex saves, or is that just their attacks? No, it's just disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay.
Oh yeah, not for saves.
yeah, attack
I wish
rolls
they
and
would.
ability check.
He still fails, however, by
So
2
that's
points.
11.
Okay.
And just because he's right up on me, I'm gonna use the 2 sorcery points to quicken spell. Which one do I want to use? It has to be a cantrip, doesn't it? Since I just used a leveled spell.
Yeah, it'll need
Okay.
to be a cantrip.
So we're just gonna do firebolt. Do I have advantage because of the?
He has fairy fire, so advantage.
17.
That's a hit.
1.
Okay. Another singeing on him there. So is that it for you
I
there?
think so.
Okay. Ogre. Enraged at the fact that someone just teleported right through him, and Savara is getting in the way of him smacking around this person closing the door. It's going to continue smacking at Savara. But he is going to miss. That's a whiff. And Savara, it's now your turn. No, I'm sorry. No, it is Savara, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hit him again. Go with my glaive. That was a 14.
That'll hit. It's a big target. Damage on that?
8.
Okay. All right. Anything else from you? You still got your action surge that you can use at any point.
Yeah, I'll do that. And okay, yeah, I'll do that, and then attack again.
Okay.
Do I have to roll to hit again, or?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Nat 20 to
Okay.
25.
I think you're scoring like all the crits in this campaign so far. I think, haven't you?
Someone has.
Well, so 20.
20 damage. Okay. That is a big hit against this ogre. He goes reeling and like takes a knee. It does not look like he's got much left in him after that hit. That was a huge chunk. So any bonus actions from you? I don't know if you've got anything, but
No, not really.
okay. Then we are moving on to Mirador. The ogre he looks like he's almost down for the count.
See any means of the other two escaping from the lower floor by any chance? There's like
You
any...
do not see any other exits from this room.
Okay, cool. So I will take out their muscle because that seems to be a big thing. So I will do a firebolt at my friend in front of me that is on his knee. 20? Dirty 20?
That's it.
Watching BO1. Ooh, okay. I'll take that 10 fire damage. Hey.
Okay. Yeah, he falls down on one knee. Savara knocks him down to it, and then you just hit him right in the back. And he goes down flat, dead on the ground.
Boss, and in my posh accent, even looking like raise, possibly. Pin, because they still have, they look like their employee.
The halfling is like, "Oh, absolutely not. You're going to be the next one strapped to the chair." Never mind that you have no dragon mark. I will enjoy the contribution to science that you will give.
I'm not that kinky, but you know, bygones be bygones.
Not that kind of campaign. Not that kind of campaign.
Exactly. I know. Bad joke. Bad joke. Forgive me. I apologize. Apologize.
No, you good.
Isn't half your face covered with a dragon mark?
No. I have disguised.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
And it's not
disguise is still-
concentration, so which is nice. So I'm just
Yes. So next, Yuri, you're up.
Okay. So, how bad off does elf guy look?
He does not look good. He looks sick and he's taken a lot of damage.
Okay.
Kill him.
I would like to. I want to try to knock him out with sword, since I have the advantage from fairy fire. I would like to get achievement unlocked for wizard sword kill.
Okay.
Okay.
Make the attempt.
I will be wielding it two-handed. 23 to hit.
That's an easy hit.
And 7.
Okay, you needed 5. So how do you want to dispatch him with your sword?
I just like pommel strike and just drill him.
Kick his ass out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going for a non-lethal knockout here then?
Yeah. I want to go for the knockout.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you just bum rush him, and he's not doing good already. So he crumples down under that sword. It's that military training you had.
Yeah.
So that's going to take us around to the top of the round with the halfling, who's finally going to jump down off of his chair, and he's going to say, "Very well. I can see how things are going. I will not forget this, however, and this is only a temporary setback." He is then going to begin casting a spell. He's going to open up a door in the air in front of him. And he's going to say, "Science will march ever forward," and he's going to duck through that dimension door and vanish.
Dun, dun, dun.
Did he take
Which
the
means
stone doohickey?
no, the stone is much too large for one
Okay.
person, especially a halfling to carry.
Excellent.
It's
Okay.
like, it would take
Oh, okay.
several people to move probably.
Person?
So yeah, that drops us out of combat. The ogre is dead. The elf is unconscious. The man strapped to the chair is still asleep. And then there is the stone carving in the corner there.
What does it take to wake somebody who's been put to sleep up?
An
Spend
action.
spend an action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it had to be
So
something
it's
special.
just a little bit of.
Oh.
So yeah, while that guy is still sleeping, I'll finish unstrapping him and then wake him
Okay.
up.
Should we put the elf in the chair?
We should probably douse the fairy fire too.
Ooh.
Right.
Remove him, and then we will replace the elf because the elf is still alive, right? You just knocked him unconscious, so he is strapped.
Yeah,
Now.
That's
that would
a
make
good
sense.
idea.
We put the we will put the I will start
Strap
strapping
in
him.
the elf.
And
Sounds like you're gonna use
to
him as a
clean
weapon.
the room. Yes.
Elf launcher.
Okay. So yeah, you begin unstrapping this captive and replace him with the elf. Anna, Savara, are you guys doing anything while
I was
Miradar
gonna
and
help wake him up.
you're gonna? Okay. So Savara, do you have anything, or are you just going to be securing the perimeter?
Sorry, I was kind of dropping in and out. Or you're asking me what I'm doing?
Yeah, the combat's won. Your friends are freeing the captive from the chair and putting the unconscious elf in there. So I was just asking you if there's anything you in particular want to be doing while they are doing this.
I want to be standing up by the door just in case we were heard. I know the room is soundproof, but
Right.
stuff
Okay.
happened before the door was closed, so.
Yeah, there was a small scuffle before the door was closed, but it's shut now, and nobody's come through it yet. But you can sort of stand there to be on guard in case anyone does. So that hasn't happened yet, and you're able to strap this elf into the chair. And Anna wakes the man up, and he wakes up with a start. He's like, what's happening? I'm out of the chair. And the first thing he does is like check his dragon mark. He's like, whew. You guys aren't gonna cut me up, right?
Oh no, no, no. Is that what they were gonna do?
I don't know exactly what they were going to do, and he sort of looks at the tray of surgical implements, and he's like, I don't know what else they were going to do.
When I notice the tray of surgical implements, I go from like I move away because now I'm nervous.
I'm not really. I'll let them talk, but I will be investigating and looking for paperwork. Anything that they were like logging what they've been doing here.
Okay, make an investigation check on that.
12.
Right. There doesn't seem to be any loose leaf paperwork around. No shells or anything to even store it. If there was anything they were logging, the halfling may have taken it with them.
The stone. What'd you call that?
It's a steel. It's like a small little dome.
Engraved monolith kind of deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
All right. So I want to give that the thorough look over.
Okay. It is carved with. It looks old. It looks deteriorated, but it looks like it's carved with a bunch of draconic lettering.
That is a language I know.
Okay. So there's definitely draconic words here, but when you try to read it, it doesn't make sense. It's like word salad.
Okay, like, is it like reading Old English, or is
No,
it like
it's
reading
reading.
alphabet
It,
soup?
it's alphabet soup. Yeah, like
Okay.
there's words in there that you can read, but they are not
Okay.
like in any sort of order that makes sense to you.
Okay. I'm just gonna. I want to give it a good thorough search. You know, all surfaces, just making sure it's consistently the same. This is intriguing in a way. Was this what I was originally searching for?
You're not entirely sure what you were originally searching for. You were given a prophecy.
Right.
That's what you've been following up on. Let me actually pull that up just to remind you. The prophecy that led you here, and you're not entirely sure how it connected to this, but your colleague that gave this information to you seemed to believe that the area you were headed towards was somehow related. But the prophecy you were given was, if the five fight as one in the house of the dragon, the path to the everlasting throne will be revealed.
Okay. I'm gonna ponder this a while everyone else is doing their thing.
Right. So yeah, the captive is like standing up, and he's like, I can't thank you all enough. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Or what these people wanted. I just want to get out of here. I'm free to go, right?
Oh, of course.
Well, there is other people in the building, so
Well, yes, besides
yes,
that.
but
Yes, you may want to hold up. Actually, this face was this you here? Point to my.
No, but I
Mm.
do recognize you. You were with the people here when I was brought in.
Mm.
You're
And
you're on you're on their side now.
well, it's a little complicated, but to protect my identity and those around me, I can't actually tell you who I am. We wouldn't want
I
that.
don't want to know
No.
anyways. I just want to get out of
Exactly.
here.
Yes.
Fair.
But where did you come from? How'd you get here? How did you lead up to here? This grand spa, as you would were.
All right, look, it's pretty obvious. I mean, you can see the mark on my chest, and you haven't burned me at the stake yet, so I guess that's a good sign. I used to work at this one of the Gold Dragon Inns just outside of Sharn in the countryside. Not a good place for someone like me to work, but nobody knew about the mark. There was an incident one day, and I had to get out quick. I headed to Sharn because I didn't know where else to go. I met some people that said they knew people that helped Dragon Marked people like me. I followed them. They locked me in a room. Next thing I knew, they were dragging me through the streets. I ended up in a jail cell here. Um, I was here for maybe 2 days, and then this ogre drags me out of the cell and straps me into this chair here. And they want me to like stare at this stone, and I'm doing it, and nothing's happening, and it seems to be um, annoying them. And then he's going to go for the instruments, and that's when you guys break in. That's all I know.
When you look at the stone surface now, does it do anything for you?
He glances at it again. He's like, "It looks like a piece of stone. I don't know. Like, I'm not really an archaeologist. I waited tables."
I guess now, out of curiosity, I'm gonna actually turn and look at it this time. Because I don't think I've actually looked at it.
Okay. Anna, when you look at it, it looks normal to you, but there is this draw.
Like, am I compelled to walk towards it, or is it just
You're
like
not compelled, but you feel this. It's like that in the back of your mind, the pull. Like you're very tempted, but you're not compelled.
I want
It's
to go
like
over
when Warren used dwarven architecture.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go over and look at it, and I do know Draconic, so
Okay. Yeah, you can also read the words on here, and it's just it's word salad. You can pick out pretty much most of the words, but they're not in any order. They're not sentences. It's just it's like you're reading a crossword puzzle.
interesting. Very, very interesting.
I have a very quick theory to test. I'm gonna like point to one of the words I recognize, read it out loud, and confirm that Anna is seeing the same word I am.
It does look like the word that he is reading. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
There's some type of like arcane encryption spells that would just shift them for different people.
Fair.
But Anna, you are still getting that curiosity.
Well, now I'm gonna touch it.
Okay. um, the moment you touch it, Anna, there's this burning sensation
Ooh.
uh, on your chest there
Ooh.
that nobody else can see right now because it's underneath your clothes. You keep it well hidden,
Yeah.
but you can tell exactly what is burning when you touch this.
I'm
And
letting go of that now.
um, but the one touch was apparently all it needed, because the words on the steel begin to shift and rearrange. A bunch of them are sort of like pushed to the side,
Oh.
and some other ones sort of fall into place. And finally, one sentence that actually makes sense forms right front and center, right where you touched. And it reads, "If the Lord of Lies meets his end at the hands of his pawns, the undying sovereign shall ascend the throne."
Well, that happened.
That's disturbingly like a large bit of Forgotten Realm. Cyric, the Prince of Lies, and Kelemvor, the God of the Dead, have. Now, when Anna touched that, I saw the same thing.
Yes, everyone can see it, although only
Okay.
people that can read Draconic obviously can read that. And Anna, once this is done, that that feeling drawing you towards the stone is just gone.
Well, all right. Somebody should probably write that down. I feel like that's important.
Yeah, I'm going to scribble that down in a in character notebook, so I can ask you what it is again in the future.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I recognize the statue? Because I guess once they start talking about it a little bit more, as I'm trying to go through, looking through all the stuff, like,
It's not really a statue. It's just
Okay.
like it's a hunk of stone basically in the
Okay.
shape of a dome.
Would that be a history check to figure out if I would know like the reference of this book from?
You can make a history check on this, sure.
Okay. Especially with the dragon below. That's probably dirty 20. I'll take that.
Okay. Let me pull up my notes and see what to tell about that. So, looking at this hunk of stone, the way that it's sort of carved and just what it is in general, you've seen things that are similar. And you've seen those during your time in the university. Sharn and a lot of stuff on Corvair are sort of built on the bones of a preceding empire, which was known as the Dakani Empire. And this empire was made up mostly of goblins and goblinoids. And they pretty much controlled the continent for thousands of years before other humanoids rose to prominence. This looks like an artifact that you may have seen excavated from Dakani ruins. The fact that it is carved in Draconic, however, is unusual.
This is quite unique. I've seen something similar to it before, but never in this script.
Is there someone in my study group who I feel would be better equipped to interpret?
There's a couple of people in your group, and there's probably at least one or two. If you are pursuing the, how exactly do you want to pursue this? Like, what about this do you want to follow up more with some of your colleagues?
Well, I would like to get them this item in front of them somehow.
Right.
And that's a question of whether this is movable or if someone else is going to have to come here.
If several of you work together, you could move it. It's probably too much for one person to carry, but like Savara and Nispera together could probably haul it over to wherever you wanted to keep it.
probably have to get it quietly out if we were to carry it. And I'll
Yeah,
go for a chair.
I work with a group of scholars
Oh.
that study things that may be adjacent.
What sort of adjacent, up, down? Would you like to clarify?
I don't know if anyone specializes in this topic, but things that are similar. They might have some more context for what we're looking. Do I feel it'd be easier to bring someone else here? Is there anyone else in the organization close enough to bother with that?
You're not entirely sure where they are right now. It's been a couple of days since you've seen any of them. You have a way to
Okay.
call a meeting, the item that you were given, but that meeting would happen at the inn that you originated from.
Okay.
You're not sure where any of them are individually at this moment.
So I would like to take this with us, but I believe that's going to be a significant amount of effort. This might require hiring labor.
We do have my robo pal. If we could.
You have a RoboPal. That that sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're fairly competent. That would be a good start.
We have a way to lock in those other people in the room they're in. Does anybody have a way to reinforce that door?
Did the door open in or out? We could just throw the ogre corpse.
It opened out. It opened out in the hallway. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good idea.
Well, do you want to talk to the elf friend in the chair before we go? Before we
Probably should.
Yeah.
That's so cute for sleeping on.
Okay.
I froze for a minute.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh no.
You brought up the idea of contacting your robot friend for help. And that's
Okay.
That looks like something the group like the sound of. They were deciding what to do with the 4 people in the room that you bypassed. And I think dropping the ogre corpse in front of the door just to block them in
It's
was
so
winning.
dramatic.
I thought the card game so right.
They won't even know until it hits the door when we block the door, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And in the meantime, you have this elf strapped to the chair, and you check the straps and make sure that they are definitely tight. Are you gonna slap him awake now?
Well,
I would like to medicine check him awake. Might be a little bit more gentle.
Okay, go ahead and make a medicine check then.
Like his hands are tied down.
A skill you don't get to roll often. And it shows.
Wow.
Okay. In your medicinal opinion, a good hard slap will wake him up. That usually
I was thinking like just hold the nose.
Okay. That might actually be even more traumatic as he suddenly like jumps, up sputtering for breath.
Good.
And he looks around and he's like, "You will all release me immediately, or you will regret your decisions."
How are we gonna regret it? You're the one in the chair.
You have crossed people by coming here.
Oh, have we?
And if you do not release me immediately, you will only be getting yourself in worse trouble.
Oh, okay. So your threat is basically we lose the option for a fast death?
Yes. Which is a good deal considering.
Maybe you should ask the former prisoner. What would you like to do with this lovely soul?
That should be how it worked. It really should.
Yeah.
He's like stepping back and is like, "Look, I wait tables. Okay.
And that's you can do a lot of damage with him
If
table
if
spelling.
if you guys want to kill him, that's on you. Blood makes me pass out. I just want to get out of here.
I feel you on that one, friend. Not quite that bad, but I feel you.
Okay. So, who's going to back up this?
Um, I have contacts. Those that serve the ones
Oh.
below.
And
Could you be any more vague?
Yet they still
failing
left you
to
here,
really care
darling.
right now.
You may kill me if you wish. I will go to be with my master.
Slave then. Quite terrible.
So that's what
I
you
mean-
want then.
It is not what I want, but I am ready for it.
He's one of them.
If you are attempting to intimidate me, you are doing a poor job of it.
Oh,
What was your goal here? What were you doing?
I was simply doing as my master instructed me.
Who's your master?
That I shall not surrender easily.
I intimidate? I only have a +1, but I'm
Go
done with
ahead.
this
I have a
business.
+3 somehow.
If you guys want to roll intimidation rolls.
Whoever wants to
Okay.
minor
Charisma,
illusion
yeah.
to make you like
It's
flames
charisma
looking up the
based.
sides of your face
Oh.
to make you look even worse.
Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
Lovely.
intimidating. It's an 8.
You're doing your best.
Net 20, 21.
Okay. So, what is your technique for intimidation here, Savara?
Like, getting in his face and being like, you realize that you're strapped to a chair, and I mostly took out your ogre friend, and you're much smaller.
He leans back in the chair as you're getting in his face, and he says, "All right. I can see you are a fighter. You've faced death before. My threats won't scare you, and your threats won't scare me. So I will simply tell you plainly. I am a servant of the great dragon below. And should my life end here, I will return to her clutches."
Yuri may want to get into a philosophical debate on what happens to a soul at the point of death here, but I don't think anyone else wants that.
No. Not real.
I'm just gonna put it out there that he's fundamentally wrong on that topic.
He just step back. Nope, that's not how it works.
I don't know if this will help, but hopefully to assist with an additional part of the intimidation, like hit the guy's shoulder and full on X-Men style. Oh, who's the one that can change their oh my goodness, I can see your face. Like change their like
Mystique.
it's just, Mystique, thank you. Okay. Full on like oh it's like the tiles are flipping and I full on look like the self. I know what you sound like. I know what you look like. I know the toys that you play with.
Oh dear.
I think you need to tell me a little bit more before you will never get to see your beast below. Because they will keep you alive long enough that your truth will just be lies to them. Now, play nice. That's it.
You all may think that you have won a victory here. That you have freed this inconsequential person. But the halfling is not part of our plans. You have already taken the first step towards our victory. You have read the stone, have you not?
No.
What stone? Actually, I'm not. Oh, to
I
be so
can
strong.
see
Okay.
that it has rearranged itself.
As that I hadn't noticed.
Well, I have.
It did something during the fight. I wasn't watching.
It would not be the touch of an aberrant dragon mark that activated the stone.
I don't want to brag.
Oh no, it was not you. Your dragon mark is painfully mundane, I'm afraid.
Like mine. Thank you very much.
You
So-
just get silence from me.
I have a bit of an Eberron question. What is generally the fate of cultists of his nature?
Probably execution. Cult of the Dragon Blow, especially there are parts of the world where worshiping Kyber and all that is more accepted. Sharn is not really a place where that's looked on favorably.
Okay. So ending this guy is an option that's on the table.
It is, and in fact, whatever you guys have read off of the stone, he has now done so as well.
I know they're like part of a hive mind, right? Like what he knows, other people know, like it's a thing.
No, but
Not as far as you can tell.
yeah, not likely.
Would that be another history religion check? Because since I'm the dragon below.
I mean, it's anything is certainly a possibility,
True,
but there's
true.
nothing specifically about this situation that is
Yeah.
hinting at that.
They end up with a lot of weird powers. Telepathy is occasionally in the bucket.
Could take him to the authorities, as the other we did. I mean, still is the case, and now we know where all these body parts are coming from.
And that might be acceptable. Well, this guy knows too much about us right now. That's happened. Uh, if we can agree that's what we should do, I'm willing to do it.
I don't mind doing it. I think that's kind of my field ish.
Yeah, he's way off the deep end. So this isn't a scenario where he's redeemable.
He also does not seem particularly perturbed at the idea of his own death.
Yeah, he's gonna walk straight first to annihilation. It's fine.
We did not see the jail cell at the other end of this district. It was quite awful, actually.
Yeah,
Not going to lie. It might be a little less than this. I mean, a little bit more refinery here.
yeah. Sharn is better off without this guy. Eberron is better off.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I just have a head, just so I can prove something.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
so off scene, this guy is ended.
Yeah. And because we're coming up at the end of the hour here, this seems like a good place to end it. Taking care of some bookkeeping here before we do. This captive who gives you his name Morbin, and he just wants to go. Are you guys going to let him go, or do you want him for anything else?
Probably ask for details.
I was gonna offer getting in contact with one of my people to get him out of Sharn, if he is willing to accept that.
He is willing to accept that. And he's like, "What? Okay. I mean, I followed the last group, and they ended up locking me in a cell. What are the odds that it could happen twice in a row?"
I feel you
Um,
on that one.
I start doing the calculations and like sort of actually be well, there are statistics actually. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like there should be someone in the group that I trust at least to not immediately put him on a lab table.
Yeah. So you can have him, like, we'll just say Nispera's taking him back to the end because Nispera's not here. That's something good for him to do. Savara, you wanted to go contact your friend about helping move this this piece of stone. You were given their contact information. You know where they're staying down in the cogs. It's a bit of a trip, but you can make it there and back.
Okay.
I could send those guys out on errands that were in the other room, unless if they're still fighting. But we did say we put the ogre there, so if they can't get out, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're going to assume they're not a problem now because
Yeah, cool.
this is not the time
Cool.
to revisit them.
Yeah,
Damn, this pair of sevens.
they're not getting paid anymore.
Yeah,
True.
their source of income has dried up. So, as far as following up on this piece of stone, once you guys get it back to your inn, what do you think you're going to do? Are you going to try to call a meeting on this, Yuri?
I'd like to like draft a correspondence letter or whatever,
Right.
saying that this is what I found. I'll describe it as best I can. I won't include the phrase in a written communication, but I'll let them know that I know what it said.
Okay.
That's just for security's sake.
Yeah.
And I'd like someone else to come take a look at it to expand on what I know and confirm what I've learned.
Okay. And yeah, you can have that dropped off at the inn, and it will get to whoever it is supposed to get to there. And Miradar, do you have any other business you want to take care of, or are you just going to continue investigating with this group for now?
I will continue to, especially, but with this conclave that's apparently happening with the stone, I will like all the particulars about what I've learned about the case to send it back to the home office for them
Okay.
to investigate further. There's this really cool thing. It's different, draconic this time, as that the
So
aberrant.
you're collating a report for your Finders Guild.
Yeah, and I would try to put it in code so that heaven forbid it does get intercepted,
Right.
because I'm a nerd that way. Full on trying to do it's in Klingon. Come on.
Okay. Miradar, I'm also going to tell you, because this is something that your character would probably think of. As far as experts, like the draconic thing, you don't really know what's going on with that. The phrase doesn't ring any bells with you. But you actually do have contacts back at the Morgrave University that would be experts in ancient Dakani artifacts. You could pursue some contacts at the university if you want to do so at some point.
Certainly will put leads in, because I thought you said the dome, it was in draconic and that was different. Everything
Yeah.
else was in different languages, so I'm like,
You don't think you've ever seen a Dakani artifact that's not written in some sort of goblinoid?
And then also the person that I have in the cell that they were, and then the handkerchief, all of those particulars that seems to be connected to this house. Again, it's all in code. Hopefully, I don't
Right.
have to do any sort of thing to make
Okay.
sure how cool it is. But
All right. So I think that's enough to seed what may happen next time. You guys are going to transport the stone back to your inn room, I believe, was where you're taking it. And then we'll pick it up from there in presumably 2 weeks.
Excellent.
So we're pretty much right on time. So I guess I have to go first. But I don't have anything to say. I have been Oliver. And I don't have any sort of social media thing like the rest of them are going to give. So go to our Discord. It's down there somewhere, the link. Just click on it and find me there. And otherwise, I'm going to give it to, let's just give it to Katie. She's
Hi.
up first.
Hi, Katie. I was a badass this session, which was cool.
Let's go.
Your average crit
Yeah.
per session is much higher than everyone else.
Well, to be
So.
fair, in the last couple sessions in any game we've played, the rolls have really sucked.
They
I don't know
have,
what D&D Beyond has done to their rolling, but I'm starting to consider that it's a conspiracy.
Whatever you
Yeah.
sacrifice, good job.
That's my secret, man. I'm not gonna share that. If you want to find me anywhere at Katie Bugs, I will not tell you how to roll better. I won't. I don't know. That's kind of it. Pass to Lauren.
I'm Lauren. You can find me at the Splintering on Twitter, and I just retweet a bunch of stuff. It's nice. I hope. Usually it's Beetlejuice related. Lately, I don't know. I just feel like I saw it because it came out apparently in so many days ago, several years ago. Anywho, yeah, that's me. Kevin, you go.
All right. Evil Sales Ass on Twitter is where I'm easily located. I complain about work mostly.
Valid.
Yeah, there's a lot to complain about because I deal with customers. That's it. That's the tweet. We're gonna be taking some time off over the weekend. We'll be back Monday night for some Under Mountain shenanigans. Muriel has rolled initiative, so that's gonna be a fight with scorpion parts. So yeah, that's what I got. Jess.
Alrighty, you can find me at Sweet Nighttails on Twitter and the Instagrams. I always have to say the Instagrams for some reason. Not gonna question it. You'll find me here Monday.
It's on brand.
Exactly.
Official.
At least I didn't try and do an intro this time. That happens. I don't got jack shit else to say today. So I guess we're gonna
Right,
shut
it down.
down. If I can find the button.
Find the button.